Psychology tricks to fuck with someone's mind that I may or may not use. You'll never know. Take your parents' phone, change your contact name to God, add a profile picture for some shits and giggles, and then call them at 3:33 in the morning. See what happens. Mail somebody an empty envelope every day for as long as you possibly can. It's going to drive them insane. And then just one day, stop. For the rest of their lives, they're just gonna wonder what the fuck was going on. Next time someone calls the wrong number and asks for somebody that's not there, turn the tables around on them and ask them for somebody that's not there. They're like, hello, is Linda there? You gotta be like, no, is Jerry there? They're gonna be like, whoa. Coconuts grow hair and produce milk, so technically they're mammals. You can't see your shadow in the mirror because a mirror reflects light and a shadow is the absence of light. Female peacocks are called peacunts. I think most can agree that the most annoying thing about being a part of Generation Z is constantly being referred to as a millennial. Like, my college professor is constantly like, you millennials with your Facebook and your avocado toast and like ruining the doorbell industry. And I'm like, bro, no. The youngest millennial is 26 and the oldest is 40. And just because you're old and can't keep up and tell the difference doesn't mean you can just lump us together because our generations are so different. Like, Generation Z doesn't remember 9/11. That's the main thing. And that trend of excessive individuality that was really popular in millennials doesn't hold up with Gen Z because we were raised in this doom and gloom 24-hour news cycle that makes us feel like we have to stick together in order to fix everything. While millennials want their employers to provide free food and have a slide in the building for some reason, 71% of Gen Z want to start their own business and work for themselves. Generation Z also has an 8-second attention span, so if you made it to the end of this video, I applaud you, I love you, like this video for more Gen Z facts. There's a lot of misinformation on the internet that isn't true, so I'm gonna clear some things up for you guys. Robin Williams didn't kill himself because he was depressed. He killed himself because he had Lewy body dementia, a degenerative brain disease, and his autopsy showed that he had one of the worst cases they ever seen, and this is backed up by his wife and his best friend. A migraine is not just a really bad headache. A headache is one of the 4 possible stages of a migraine, and you can have a migraine without your head even hurting. The pyramids were not built by slaves. They were some of the best paid workers in the entire empire because it took a lot of skill to cut, transport, and set the giant stones just right. And this is a consensus amongst all of Egypt that they were not built by slaves. So stop saying they were. Obvious ocean facts. If you laid a giant squid across a basketball court, the game would be canceled. 100% of the shark attacks happen in or around water. Fish make love in it. If you're interested in helping out our oceans, you should definitely check out this company called SoulGuard. They take the plastic from the oceans, recycle it, and make it into brand new products. They made my watch, they've made my gym bag, and my suitcase. As a lesbian with a lot of guy friends, I notice that they tend to tell me things that I don't think they would say to just any normal girl that they're interested in. And I think that my majority female audience would really appreciate knowing them. So, you're welcome, guys. If a guy has a goofy hobby and you take the slightest interest in it, he's gonna go crazy for you. Like, if he plays video games and you don't, but you watch him, you ask him questions about it, he's going to fall in love with you. Guys like to be asked out on a date too, you know? Like, stop with all the hints and like the subtle signs because they're not getting it. Guys are so bad at getting signs, like the fucking worst. So if you're interested in a guy and you want to go out with him, just walk up to him and ask. That's your best chance. Most guys are severely starved of compliments. So the simple, like, you're hot, you're really handsome, I like your hair, your personality is really cool. They will remember that shit for the rest of their lives. I'm posting a new YouTube video next week, so if you haven't already subscribed, go ahead and do that and check out my videos. This Meaning of Life one is pretty cool. I only got like 2 hours of sleep last night. So, for my fellow sleep-deprived people out there, here's some facts. Humans are the only mammals that can delay sleep. Like dogs, cows, even sheep have to go to bed when their body tells them to, but humans can say, no, I want to finish this last episode of Stranger Things. Research shows that we tend to sleep a lot worse when there's a full moon, and nobody knows why. Not sleeping for 16 hours can make you behave as if your blood alcohol level is 0.05, and the longest somebody has ever gone without sleeping was 11 days. Weird human body facts that I can guarantee you didn't know. If you consume nothing but purple Powerade for 3 days straight, your poop will turn neon green. Some of the gas produced by your intestines is absorbed through your blood and then diffused out by your lungs when you exhale. So basically, you're breathing out farts all the time. Humans are bioluminescent, which means that we glow. You just can't see the light because it's not perceivable by the human eye. Whenever you walk through a doorway, your brain basically takes it as a cue to completely refresh your memory, which is why you forget shit when you walk into a new room. If you announce your goals to others, you suddenly become way less likely to actually complete them. For some reason, we just lose motivation. If you're ever standing on a high ledge and you think about jumping, this doesn't mean that you're suicidal. It's just your brain saying like, hey, you could get really hurt, just be a little extra careful. Same thing like if you're holding a baby and you're like, I could just drop this thing right now. Doesn't mean you're a monster. Your brain's just like, hey, this baby's delicate. Don't drop him. It's completely normal. Want to know how to tell if someone has a crush on you? There are a lot of subtle signs in someone's body language and how they talk to you, and once you know what to look for, they're like dead giveaways. Whenever you interact with someone over the phone, pay attention to how they text you. Do they always respond, or do they leave you on read? Are you able to have long, lengthy conversations about what the fuck ever, or do they just give short-ass answers? Do they text you throughout the day whenever they're thinking about you, or only at night when they're bored? I know right now we're doing this 6 feet apart thing, but normally we have about a 3-foot space around us that people will stay out of. But if someone's really interested in you, they're subconsciously going to want to be closer and then move inside of that space. Take note of that. This person has probably told their friends that they have a crush on you, so if you're ever hanging out with somebody and you notice that their friends are kind of embarrassing them and messing around, they're just being weird around you and them, they probably have a crush on you. And I've said this before and I'll say it again, but honestly, if you're asking yourself if somebody likes you, you probably already know it deep down in your gut. You either have that vibe that somebody likes you or you don't. Weird human body facts that I can guarantee you didn't know. There are small traces of gold in your toenails. We mostly breathe out of one nostril at a time, and the dominant nostril switches every hour or so. Men, you can't flex your dicks without squeezing your butthole. Follow my Twitter, you motherfuckers. I'm funny. People with schizophrenia often can't distinguish between a male and a female based on their voice alone. Some people have foot fetishes, and this is because the pleasure part of your brain is so close to the part of your brain that controls your feet. This is also why your toes curl. You can't be born blind and schizophrenic. Psychology tricks to fuck with someone's mind that I may or may not use. You'll never know. When you meet somebody for the first time, be like, oh my god, I had a dream about you, and then go into a weird amount of detail. If you're ever driving with some passengers in a really depressing voice, be like, do you ever get sad? And then slowly start to veer off the road. Change up the normal autopilot conversations we have. Hi, how you doing? Good. Really? You'll be amazed about how quickly this just kind of like stops somebody in their tracks, and sometimes you'll even get somebody that'll actually tell you how they're doing, and it's pretty refreshing. So I'm kind of getting close to 300,000 on YouTube, so if you haven't checked me out already, go do that. And like, it'd kind of be cool to get to 420,000 for April 2020. Please, for my birthday. Really weird human body facts that I can guarantee you didn't know. Your penis has rifling. That's why the stream twists. Girls who are born at altitude reach puberty a lot faster than girls born at sea level. In some cases of brain surgery, they peel your face forward like a banana peel. Seeing somebody that you're in love with their hair wet should make you more attracted to them. Convincing yourself that you slept well, even if you didn't, will actually trick your brain into thinking you did, and you'll feel better throughout your day. But the opposite is also true. If you go all day like, oh, I'm so tired, like, I didn't sleep that good, you're gonna feel horrible. Falling in love has the same neurological effect on the brain as getting high on cocaine. Since for the first time in a long time I got a normal amount of sleep, go me, I thought I'd do another round of sleep facts. It is impossible to sneeze while sleeping. Scientists have tried. You can't. Each child a mother has in her household increases her risk of inefficient sleep by 46%. I feel really bad for my stepmom because she legit has 9 kids. It's actually very common for deaf people to sign in their sleep. I know how to sign a few things in sign language, like a few common words, but my favorite would have to be eat a Psychology tricks to fuck with someone's mind that I may or may not use. You'll never know. People naturally like to mimic each other, and you can actually use this to your advantage. And if you ever want to see if somebody's checking you out in public, just fake a yawn. And whoever yawns is watching you. Unless they're a psychopath. If you're ever playing a game against somebody like basketball or beer pong and you want to throw them off just a little bit, ask them, hey, like you're doing really good, but do you breathe in or out when you shoot? Tell someone that they say a very simple word wrong, even if they don't. They're going to be adamant saying, no, I don't say that wrong, and you got to stick to it. Be like, no, you say it a little funny. It's going to slowly drive them insane, and all day they're going to be like, shampoo, 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 shampoo. It is 6 a.m. I can't sleep, and I have nothing better to do, so here are some stone cold facts about love. Psychologists say that we actually fall in love with someone who is similar to the parent that we have unresolved childhood issues with, unaware that we're just trying to fix that relationship with someone who isn't even a part of the situation. The opposite of love isn't hate, it's indifference. People who suffer from high palpitourism are incapable of feeling romantic love at all. If you're interested in hearing more about love, you should check out my new YouTube video, What is Love? It's pretty good, and it's new, so go do that. Your favorite song is probably your favorite song, not because you have amazing musical taste, but because you associate it with an emotional event. Bilingual people, your decisions are going to be more rational if you think them through in another language. Humans have the tendency to think of themselves as above average in any number of traits: looks, intelligence, driving ability, but statistically we can all agree that we can't all be above average. And yet, when given a poll, more than half the population will think that they're better than the rest. If you earned $100,000 a day since the day Christ was born till now, you still wouldn't be as rich as Jeff Bezos. We actually know how to make car doors silent when you shut them, but it freaks people out and makes them think it's still open, which means that every car door sound was engineered to sound that way. Nike's famous slogan, "Just Do It," was actually inspired by the last words of a murderer on death row. Psychology tricks that I know work because I use them. If you ever need to remember something, try thinking about it while doing something weird. This will pair the memory with the weird thing. Like if you need to remember facts for a test, eat something strange while studying. Or if you need to remember to take the garbage out in the morning, put the garbage bag in the kitchen sink. You'll remember. If someone's ever trying to make you make a decision in a hurry, it's more likely a bad deal and you should walk away. If you ask someone a question immediately before playing rock, paper, scissors, they're more likely going to choose scissors, so you should play rock. Alternatively, if somebody ever asks you a question right before playing, they're going to choose rock, so you should choose paper. The Oedipus complex is a part of a young boy's life where they're unconsciously in love with their mother, in the sense that they actually think they're rivaling their dad. This is also why some men are going to look at the woman they're in love with and think, she kind of looks like my mom. When blind people win a competition, they raise their arms in a victory salute, even though they've never seen anybody do that before. We're more likely going to place the cause of somebody's mean or unpleasant behavior on their disposition rather than their situation. When for us, the opposite is true. Karen's a bitch, but you just had a bad day.